Let's move on to multi-platforming and Wombat's Overwatch Onslaught and news and stuff. We may have to change the name of this section because I haven't played Overwatch since Destiny came out. Now it may have to be like Destiny Dudes? I don't know.
Ugh.
But yeah, so we'll work on that. Hey, I'm trying to go on the fly here. We'll talk about Destiny in a minute or two. A couple of things that I want to talk about. First of all, have you guys been following? This must have happened right after we recorded the show last week.
I think it did.
Yeah, the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds versus Fortnite. Have you been following this?
Yeah, so Fortnite released a free mode in its game called Battle Royale mode, which is essentially, Battlegrounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same thing. And the thing that probably makes this the most, shady is the word I'll use.
Okay.
It despite it being perfectly legal, is, Fortnite is made by Epic, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds runs on an Epic engine.
Yes.
Well, everything runs on an Epic engine, just about.
I understand that, but it's a little like, having your cake and eat it too from the Epic standpoint.
Well, sure, but anyway, so we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So
yes,
Epic announced this mode, and the Battlegrounds team, for I don't know, like how old is their PR guy? Like 16?
I don't know. I got the press release. Yeah,
they put out a press release basically mentioning Fortnite by name, complaining that basically that they're being ripped off.
Well, in the Fortnite trailer, they mentioned Battlegrounds by name.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's some.
You're allowed to do that, though. It's fine. You're not, as long as you're not causing confusion in the customer, as long as the customer is not thinking that this is something that's made by the Battlegrounds people, that would cause confusion in the marketplace, you can do this. You can do that. But the weird thing is that so the Battlegrounds team put out a press release, and then they went and mentioned Fortnite by name, which is, when you have competition, you generally don't want to bring attention to that competition, especially when that competition is offering their product for free.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't hear about this until I got that press release from Battlegrounds.
Right. I mean, Battlegrounds is in the news all day long, every day, because it's the hot shit right now, and everybody's paying attention. 10 million copies sold. Clearly kicking the shit out of Fortnite. Like Fortnite, I don't know how many copies they've sold, but you can be sure it's not 10 million.
Nope.
And so they go and mention their competition by name, their free competition. And then on top of that, they sort of threaten legal action. They'll be looking into legal action. Which is just like, what? Who's advising these guys? It makes no sense whatsoever. And you know what? It's fine to feel like, okay, these guys are doing something we don't like what they're doing. Keep that shit internal. Keep those things to yourself. Don't help out the competition. Don't be sour grapes in public to everybody. It's not a good look, and it's bad business.
Or at least wait until the press asks you, "What do you think of this?" It's not ideal.
Sure, you don't have to put a press release.
And that is an appropriate answer. What do you think of Fortnite doing Battle Royale, making a Battle Royale mode? It's not ideal. Right. That's an appropriate answer. That's fair.
It seems like such a like an obvious idea after the fact that every game is going to attempt to do this. Like, they had to see this coming.
Yes.
Of course, and they got it from H1Z1.
H1Z1, exactly. And I'm sure H1Z1 got it from somewhere else, probably.
I doubt that H1Z1 put out a press release saying, we don't like what Battlegrounds is doing, which is basically saying, hey, check out this other game. It's just so weird.
I need to check out the Fortnite mode just to see what's there.
I was going to ask you if you had checked it out yet.
I have.
And?
The Battlegrounds mode? Or not the
Yeah.
Battlegrounds, the Battle Royale mode?
And yeah,
Uh-oh. Maybe they
is
are
it
confused.
is it just as good? Is it worse?
No,
is it
I
the
don't-
same? Is it?
It has a totally different feel to it for a few different reasons. I mean,
It's
first
got all
of
the
all,
building and stuff in there, right?
yes, it's got all the building and stuff. You can break down walls with your axe. You can build stuff. You could build a whole fort. So you got that. But on top of that, the whole look of the game is just so cartoony. And while Battlegrounds is very realistic looking, I didn't feel that same sense of tension when I was playing Battle Royale, because I don't know, maybe it's just the look of the game, or because you have all that building stuff and there's just like a sort of a lot going on. I don't know. You've seen me play Battlegrounds before and how scared I get when I come across somebody that I wasn't expecting. I didn't have that same reaction playing Fortnite. And it's not to say that like the Fortnite version isn't any good. I've only played a few rounds of it, but it has a pretty different feel.
Is this enough to make Fortnite relevant? Because let's face it, it's not.
Well, Fortnite hasn't even come out yet.
It's
I mean,
you could buy it.
The free version is not out yet. That's where it's
Yes.
going to become relevant, when it's free. Free
You think
is
so?
a big
You think
mover.
when it's free, it'll be relevant? It'll be something that people play on a regular basis.
I don't know that there's going to be 10 million people playing it,
Well, that's
but that's not the only measure of
No.
success. is if you just get
No,
10
it is
million
not.
people. I don't know. I put a lot of hours into Fortnite when I first got it. I thought it was pretty unique and fun, but it definitely is a lot more to offer than just the Battle Royale mode. But I really have no idea about its longevity and its ability to capture and maintain an audience. But and this actually probably would be a lot more appealing to younger players, because it is cartoony looking and it does have a lot of Minecraft elements into it. So I don't know. It's just the way that the Battlegrounds people handled it. I don't know. And even like if they had a lawyer, the lawyer would certainly tell them not to do that.
yes, you would assume so.
I mean, if they really were contemplating some sort of legal action, which they have no ground to stand on, certainly the lawyer wouldn't be like, hey, you should put out a press release mentioning your competition by name and, sort of threatening legal action. That's what I recommend. It's just so weird. I don't know.
Isn't that how you do it? Isn't that what the cool kids do?
I think that's how you grown up.
Right. Make sure you
40,000
threaten the
people do it
company
every
that your game is built upon too.
Right. They're licensing the Unreal Engine from Epic, and you want to have a good relationship with them, certainly. I'm sure Epic's not going to pull the engine out from under
No,
them,
exactly.
but
They're not going to do that. But at the same time,
you have to talk to these people at some point.
Talk to them. Don't send out a press release.
It's just weird. I'm sure I hope that they've learned something from it, but who knows?